Eventually, they're going to, they go to college, and well, now they got the NCAA regretfully monitoring them rather than them being able to just play football. The NCAA is ruining football, by the way, with letting them gamble. Now they can gamble, they can get paid, they can transfer at the drop of a dime, and then you got the NFL, who look, they just want what's hot. They don't care about the American football player and the American fan. They could give a about them, but what they want you to do, though, they want you to open up a gambling account. Okay, what was the number, Andrew? What did 40% of 18 to 49-year-olds come out to? Was it 50 million?
We looked it up, and so when you say that number from 18 to 49-year-old males. When you say that number, what was 40%? 40% of 18 to 49-year-olds have a gambling account, right? And when they have the app on their phone. When you look at that number, right, it's not like you are saying that and it's kind of like a misleading fact. When you say 18 to 49-year-olds, 100% of 18 to 49-year-old males have cell phones. I mean, if it's not 100, it's 99. So
well, the Amish, listen,
I don't know if they're
moving down because you got the Amish.
I don't think they show up. They're not showing up.
But a lot of their kids, listen, a lot of their kids, a lot of their kids are having cell phones though too.
Yeah,
they're calling themselves New Order Mennonites and New Order Amish, and so they're walking around with cell phones. Their kids anymore.
Very close to 100% of that demographic that have cell phones. So when you say 40%, it's a true 40%. So out of that number, I think we looked it up. It was 140-ish million 18 to 49-year-old males in the United States. So 40% of that comes out to like 57, 58 million people. That's a lot. That is a chunk. I mean, that is a large chunk of America that is engulfed in online gambling. And that is enough of a segment of the population that can, and it's the working population, 18 to 49-year-old males. That is the working population that is now being infected with this vice that is now at your fingertips at all times.
And the sin of it, these, we have a housing crisis. People can't afford a house, Andrew, right? Now they're not going to have any savings. So they're spending their money on gambling, right? Then they're totally out of their minds. My daughter, one of my daughters is studying to be a neuro-ophthalmologist, and there's this thing in our brains. Dopamine. I'm told it's called dopamine, right? So this is comparable to when we compete. I thought it was adrenaline. I mean, when I competed, I just my adrenaline would go up, and but there's this very similar for this. This is why they're advertising. Former athletes and kids that are athletes watch professional. I do a football camp. I tell the kids, watch the pros, watch the college kids. You want to see how they're playing and what they're doing, and try to watch their technique and so forth and so on. So whatever the kids are watching it. The little league kids, the middle-aged kids, the older, everyone's watching the professional sports and the college sports. And what do? They get bashed, literally bashed, and with gambling ads. Let's face it, gambling ads. And I'm making a strong effort. I'm making a strong effort right now to get gambling ads off of TV. Get gambling ads off of TV. They got to get them off of TV. No different than the cigarettes. They have to stop advertising them on TV. This is poison, Andrew. And when you look at those numbers, 50 to 60 million fall into that category of 18 to 49 years old. That is absurd. It is truly absurd, and it needs to be addressed now, like right now. And listen, here's what I would tell you all. You got your if you're engaged or you got a boyfriend, okay, you need to look at his cell phone and have a conversation with him. You young ladies that care about your boyfriend, about your husbands, the same. You need to go have a conversation with them. And parents, I remember we talked about on one of our segments, I think it was our segment last week, that it's going down to the 18-year-olds, the NCAA, the idiots that they are, just said, oh, as of November 1st, it's okay for amateur athletes to gamble on professional sports. So the kids are 18, they're in high school. They're 18 years old, right through college. So parents who love their children, especially their sons, okay, and I'm not excluding the girls, the women, but this statistic that I heard was from the Family Life Institute on a Christian station that I was listening to that was probably listening to Andrew and I's podcast because everything they were saying is what we were talking about months ago. But anyway, they don't have what Andrew and I have, man. We have a real good feel for what's going on here, and fathers, mothers, wives, children. Look at your dad's phones, okay? Look at your son's phone. See what is going on and have a conversation with them. That is ungodly. It's unacceptable. They need to save their money, okay, and stop gambling, okay? Period, exclamation point. It's a trap. The NFL and the NCAA and the NHL, all of them are trying to trap you. Trap you. Why? Why? Because Andrew and I are talking. We know why. They don't care about us. They don't care about our children. They don't. So what they want is TV ratings. TV ratings. Last year, Andrew, I predicted who was going to win the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl. The Eagles, and you can go back and watch. I've done a show with the USA Citizens Network, and the reason why I predicted it because that's what made sense to the NFL. It's a big city. Okay, they were having a little bit of a down. They lost the election to Democrats. And they were having a down type of cycle. They wanted a big market to win. And while I'm at it, Andrew, I told you yesterday, the Super Bowl this year, I don't even watch it. So I don't even know what the records are, what the teams are. But a California team, one of those California teams are going to make it to the Super Bowl. And one of the teams opposite conference from Pennsylvania, New York, or even D.C. or Baltimore, one of those, Maryland, one of those teams, or Chicago, because of the politics, but it's the big cities. They want the big cities right now playing against each other, and they're going to have a big Spanish. Philadelphia has a big Spanish community, so it wouldn't surprise me if Philadelphia don't repeat and get back in the Super Bowl because of their huge Spanish community in and around Philadelphia, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and New York. But I'm just telling you guys, they are setting this up so much for a big Spanish showdown because they want those television ratings. That's what it's all about. And getting into college sports right now. Indiana's got a quarterback. He's a good kid. He's a nice player. But they already picked him as a Heisman Trophy winner. But why? He's got a Spanish name. Okay, and listen, I love Spanish people. American football is for Americans, man. Okay, it's great that they're trying, and I see what their tactic is because all they care about is the almighty dollar. They want television ratings, Andrew, and they want them bad. And because those television ratings are what makes them billions and billions and billions of dollars that they can afford. That's Major League Baseball too. Then they can afford to give these guys $700 million for a pitcher from Japan.
You brought that up. How listen, we got nothing against Spanish people, nothing against that. But like I said earlier, if you look at it on just like the surface level and just like, oh yeah, well, like they did a game in Spain. They did a game in Mexico. Last year they did a game in Brazil. Oh yeah, that's fine. And then everyone's pushing Mendoza to be the Heisman Trophy winner. Now he's playing well. He broke my heart when they threw that pass for his Penn State, but he's playing well and everything. But it's still early. There's still 2-3 weeks left in the season, and you're just like, okay. And then you start to look at all these different things start to add up, right? You have to look at it from like a second level perspective. You need to take a step back and say why.
Well,
from a level
You
playing
got to look
field
at it from a
perspective.
level playing field perspective.